Okay, awesome. So this is my first time going live. Don't really know what I'm doing, but we about to figure it out. I keep forgetting this thing is here. Move it down there. So I have been recording a lot. I haven't been posting. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a lot going on. So, which you guys will find out from my posts. A lot has been going on in my life. Life been lifing, and I realized why things were happening. Now, I talk a lot about mindset and changing for the better, and that's cool and all, right? But we also need to understand that there is no good without bad, and there is no bad without good. How would you know what good felt like if you didn't experience the bad? And how would you know what bad felt like if you never experienced the good, right? So when it comes to change, or what I like to call evolving, it requires the darkness, it requires the sacrifice, it requires the commitment, it requires all of these things. And people just make it seem like, oh yeah, I just changed, like it just happened overnight. Like, bro, it's not possible, because if something like that happens overnight, it's not likely to stick, right? You have to build habits in order for them to stick. And so what I'm noticing is that while I've been doing all of this changing, while I've been doing all of these, let's call them repairs to my life, there are some things that I have also not changed. As someone who deals with anxiety and depression, it is very hard for me to, you know what? No, I'm not gonna mince words. It is not hard for me, first of all. It was a challenge for me to come on YouTube and start this YouTube journey. But what I realized about this YouTube journey is that somebody out there, whether it's today, tomorrow, a year, 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody is going to see my video and it could help change a life. That's, to me, that is the most rewarding thing about this. It's not my products, it's not my coaching, it's not any of that. It's about the fact that these videos will one day help someone. So, that being said, I've been thinking a lot about what I've been going through and all the things that have transpired. I cannot count the amount of times in the last, say, year and a half that I felt like I needed to move. From the being uncomfortable in my own home to the not wanting to be here, in a sense that I kind of just wanted to pack my bags and run away. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you, because I see a lot of things going on YouTube and social media, and it's like, okay, that's nice. I'm glad that you're showing the highlights of your life, but what about the bad times? What do you do in the bad times? Because it's easy to be in gratitude, in a state of gratitude when things are going well, right? So when things are going bad, what do you do? When things are not going the way that you thought that they would, not going the way that you planned, what do you do? Do you crumble or do you fight? I'm such a fighter that I have been fighting for a year and a half for something that I was supposed to let go. Let me tell y'all. So, in 2018, I was a pedestrian hit by a motor vehicle. I changed my life, but it took me a while, right? It took me, I want to say it took me almost 3 years to accept that I could no longer do what I used to be able to do, that my life had completely changed, that my tolerance levels was not the same. Just my personality, just like I had changed. And coming to that realization, accepting my limitations now, that was hard. That was hard. That was some hard work that I had to do. And it's work that we all have to do, right? In a sense, in a manner of speaking. What I didn't realize was that God had been preparing me to move. So when the accident happened, all my friends just stopped calling, didn't check in on me, didn't check in on my kids, didn't make sure we was good, nothing. So you know what I did? Cut like gangrene, babes. We not even doing that over here. So I ended up with nothing and no one. And I realized for the first time in my life, I had the opportunity to sit down. See, I had been working since I was 16. I got my first job at 16. I had my first apartment at 16. I had my first car at 18. I got married. I was a wife. So all of these things that I've been through, even though I was 16 and emancipated, I had really no one. Right? No one who really had my back. So you have friends or acquaintances, right? And you don't realize how not good they are for you until you realize how not good they are for you. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh, so this is what has gravitated towards me. I didn't understand about the law of attraction. I didn't understand that what you put out is what you receive. I didn't understand any of this. So when I left, essentially fleeing for my life, I continued the same bad habits in another place. Yeah, I did that. But at the end of it all, I'm grateful because by repeating those same habits, I met my best friend. I've been friends with her since, oh gosh, my daughter's will be 16 in November. So I want to say almost 20 years we've been friends. And what I appreciate about her is that even in my seasons of change, she still accepts me. The one thing that I can say that always kept me in places where I didn't belong was me not accepting who I was. So to have this person accept me in every level of my being, I was like, okay. But when I realized that everybody had fell off, and not her because she lives in a whole nother state, but she was checking on me. She was one of the only people that was checking on me. I realized that the people who I was there for, the people who I had helped propel, the people who I was helping with their business, all of the people who were in my immediate circle, in my immediate environment, were taking advantage. But I allowed them to do so because I didn't set my boundaries. Because what are boundaries, right? So when I say that, like, I had to do the work, I really had to do the work. And this accident made me realize how unhappy, well, the 3 years after the accident, I realized how unhappy I really was. I realized how I was stifling my own growth because I had not figured out who I was yet. A lot of hats come with graduating high school, getting married, being a wife, losing a child, moving to a different state, being around people who are no good for you, going to a school who preyed on unsuspecting people, which didn't find out until way later. I've had to wear a lot of different hats. I've had to wear a lot of different hats, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that I had, whether they were good or bad, because I understand that you have to have both for balance. So all that to say, it's about 3 years after my accident that I came to this realization that I needed to change. I needed to change my life. And then it was like the minute that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for this. I started a business in 2020. And it took my grandfather passing for me to realize that there were some things that I was still holding on to. But my grandfather passing also made me angry. And so here I am, mad with the world all over again, thinking I had just went through this. Why am I going through this again? I thought I dealt with these feelings of abandonment and abandonment of self and abandonment by other people and these wounds. And so now my grandfather passes away, and now I'm angry at him for leaving me, and all of these different things that nobody fucking talks about. Everybody talks about the good things in life. Oh, you get a job, you have a family, okay, I did all of that. Where's the dream? See, what happened was I stopped dreaming when I had children. What happened was at some point after losing my child, I shut down a part of me, a creative part of me. I shut down this spark that I had for life. And it was really hard. But I did it, right? And so navigating the ins and the outs of this life has allowed me the privilege of having opportunities that show me what I do and do not want. That being said, nobody talks about the in-between from who you were to who you're becoming. Nobody talks about what happens in there, which is why I address it a lot. I'm going through another becoming. I am spiritually, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. But financially is another story. I thought that I had time. I was under the impression, and I was absolutely wrong, but I was under the impression that I had time to salvage what I could, get rid of what I had to, plan for this life that I want. I don't have the time that I thought that I had. Here's what's going on. So I am going to housing court. My income has been cut in half. My main source of income, and this is why they tell you do not have only one income source. My main source of income, because my business is not my source of income, my main source of income. So my main source of income just got cut. And I knew nothing about it. 3 things happened back to back for me. That lets me know that something is trying to move in my life. Something is trying to fall away so that other things can come in, because God can't give you if your hands are full. If you're not willing to put down what you already have, you can't be blessed with more. And so, that being said, when your income falls away, your utilities, one of your utilities gets cut, and you end up having to go to housing court within a 7-day window, well, getting the letter to go to housing court, all of that happened in 7 days. 7 days. I was like, what are you trying to tell me? What, like, because I'm listening. So what are you trying to tell me? Right? And it's getting a little chilly out here. It has been pouring raining. And ironically, the minute that I came out here, I wasn't going to come out here and do this. But the minute that I came out here and I was putting my stuff together to record my video, I randomly was just like, oh, well, I'll just go live and try to figure it out. And it stopped fucking raining. When I tell you, like, where I normally sit on my porch is soaked. Like, I cannot even go have a seat. And I purposely stood in this place because the rain was coming in so bad that, like, all my equipment, everything, my phone, my stand, everything would have got soaked. And so I came to stand here. And then the moment that I started going live, it stopped raining. So it is a little windy. I might grab my hoodie, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But back to what I was saying, like, yeah, I am spiritually, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. Financially, not so much. So that puts me in a pickle because I'm a single mother of 2, and I'm such a hermit that I don't really associate with anybody. So I really have nowhere to go. I was emancipated at 16, so I don't have parents to fall back on. One family member offered, but there were requirements. And then that even became unavailable. And then I have one family member's house that I can go to, but we're literally going to be like 3 people in a room. So that's not going to last long. My son, who has ADHD, I have ADHD. I think my daughter has ADHD, and all of us being in one room is not going to last long at all. So I'm trying to figure out my life, guys. I want to sell things, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to sell things. Sometimes when you try to sell stuff, it takes forever. I don't really have time like that. Plus, I have my washing machine, my dryer, my deep freezer, and my fridge that I have to do something about. All of our dressers, our beds, the bookshelves, all my books. I have 2 bookshelves full of books. I think I have a box of VHS movies. Like, I've been here for a long time, and that is actually what prompted me to want to do a video about this, is because I've been here for over 10 years. So we have so much that, like, when I went to go in the closet just to start pulling out stuff and figure out what I want to keep, what I want to donate or sell, I found like these discovery kits, like for science and stuff like that for kids, that my children, I bought them, and I think my kids were just not interested, and I would rather you not touch it than to waste it, right? So they told me they were interested, and I threw them in the closet and forgot all about them. I also have a laptop, like a Chromebook. I have a Chromebook that I'm not using. What else? have clothes that still have the tags on them that are in the closet. My weight fluctuates so much that I'll buy something and then it don't fit. And yeah, so I digress. All I'm saying is I can't give away everything because I need the money to move. And if I can get enough money together to just get a place when we get down there, then I would do that versus trying to stay in a place and my kids are uncomfortable and wreaking havoc, because we all know how kids get when they are not comfortable. They start acting out, all of these things. So it would be beneficial. It would be more beneficial for us to just move right into a place. That being said, I have a lot on my plate and I know that things are going to work out. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when and how. I know that this has been a push to make me uncomfortable, to make me move. I get that. I totally get that. And I welcome the challenge. But this will kind of uproot my schedule a little bit as far as like mentorship and all the things. I also volunteer for a women's group, nonprofit group. So that might be put on hold as well right now. And so, yeah, like I'm in that season where I'm trying to figure it out again. These are the things that they need to be teaching us in school. You're gonna go through hell and high water, but it's gonna be all right. You will fall in love and get your heart broken, but it's gonna be all right. You're gonna have kids and it may not work out with your spouse or whoever the other person is, but it's gonna be all right. You're gonna fall on your face. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to try to catch yourself. You're going to break a couple bones. You might even smack your face on the ground, pavement, whatever. But you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Like, I know that things look really bleak right now. Because when I tell people what I'm going through, they be like, really? Yes, because I don't look like what I'm going through. My grandmother has always taught me not to look like what I'm going through. And granted, there were a couple years where I did not take that to heart. It was questionable. But I love the fact that she was putting these things, she was feeding me what I was going to need for a brighter day. That's why I'm so grateful for my grandmother. And even though I probably could have gone to her house at 16, I chose to stick it out on my own for other reasons. I'm still going through the whole church hurt religious bit, and I did not want to, at the time, I did not want to mix that and risk my grandmother's love and risk not being loved anymore. Like, she was the only person in my life who really, really, really loved me. And I was afraid to lose that. I'm still afraid to lose that. I love my grandmother with everything in me. I don't care what religion she is, because people talk about religion like it matters. Like, bro, as long as you're a good person, like, and you mind your business and you help others when you can, I don't care what religion you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, man, listen, that's a whole nother topic. But all I'm saying is my grandmother, she fed into me, and she was always like, always have a plan, always have a backup plan, always make sure that you know, you do good to others so that they can do good to you when the time comes. Or that basically what she was teaching me is like, I need to be prepared for anything. Don't be surprised when shit hit the fan. And always operate in gratitude no matter what the situation. You could be pissed off and still operate in gratitude. You can be wanting to cuss somebody out and still operate in gratitude. I'm still working on that one. I'm still working on that one, because I my ADHD, my words be fighting to come out my mouth. And sometimes if I just turn that filter off and I just say what comes, it's not nice, right? So I'm still being operated on. I'm still learning. I'm still being healed. And this is why I do what I do, because I love to help other people heal and help other people get out of situations, because I done been through some things. I done slept on park benches. I done been kicked out because a roommate's boyfriend was looking at me. I wasn't paying that nigga no mind, but it is what it is. I get it. I have been through the ringer, and through all the things that I have been through, my grandmother's teachings still resonate with me to this day. It's better to be, she said earlier, we were talking, and I said to her something she used to say to me: it's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on. You right, Grandma. You right. Absolutely right. Don't argue with a donkey. A donkey gonna be a donkey. Don't argue with a donkey. Don't try to tell people nothing. If you tell them and they don't listen, then oh well. All right, you told them. It's not your responsibility. Like these lessons, which I didn't understand at a young age, have come in handy to this day. And so as I'm going through this season in my life, as I'm going through, hold on, I need a piece of tissue. That wind was blowing something serious. As I'm going through this season in my life, I realized that there are lessons that I wish somebody would have taught me, not just the saying, right? Because the sayings come in handy as you get older and you have that mental comprehension, if you ever have it, because some people don't. That's another story as well. When you have that mental clarity, it changes things. But up until that point, you don't have it. So you need it. So you need to get it. So they need to be giving it to us at a younger age, instead of sending us home with babies. They should have been sending us home with bill ledgers. Like, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother conversation in itself. The school system and how they really don't prepare you for life. They prepare you to work for the rest of your life. It's a thing. So. That being said, I'm just, the things that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about this part of change. Nobody talks about the shit that you have to step in. And you do. That nobody talks about the mountains that you have to climb. Everybody makes it seem like it's all fun and dandy. You're gonna pay some bills. You're gonna be able to do what you want. No. You are going to pour your life and soul into other people's businesses for 50% of your life, and then you're going to try and hurry up and rush yourself to your fucking grave. I can't, y'all. Like, I cannot. The way that they fucking tricked us. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm an 80s baby, okay? Nobody told me. Where was the fucking memo? Like, oh, they should have put a public service announcement, something, because they lied. They tricked us. They tricked us. They tricked us, bro. and it's so much of a sleight of hand that you can't even be mad, because you bought into it. You did. You subscribed. When you ain't got your first job, you subscribed. When you ain't got your first job, you subscribed. When you decided And no offense to nobody who goes to college, because I know that there are some professions in which that we need that, which AI is doing a doozy on, but that's another story. When you signed up to go to college, you were tricked. You were told that you were going to have this great career, that you were going to have these great opportunities. You were bamboozled. You were bamboozled. And some people do. Some people do. And some of those people who went to college and they got they masters and they bachelors, and they're still in debt. They're still in debt, a debt that is likely going to take them a very long time to pay off. And it's the truth, right? So now you can go on the internet, something that was very scarce back in my day. We still had the dial-up computers that make that weird noise. Yeah. Anyways, so now you have AI that is putting people, like replacing people. And you also have programs where you can now, because we have the internet, you can go and get a diploma, or you can get whatever it is that you want from school on the internet. And a lot of the times it's free. Like, you just have to pay for the certificate. Like, what? Like, I went and racked up all of this school debt, and all I had to do was wait like 10 years. It was a joke. I'm joking. I'm serious, but I'm joking. I'm jokingly serious. I might be a bit delirious too. Just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit, because I'm telling you, when I say it mind boggles the hell out of me how they tricked us like this. I used to be such a good writer. I was told, you can't have a career in writing. You're not going to make enough money to take care of your family. I shouldn't have listened. I should not have listened. But I did. And there's nothing I can do about that. I was in the top of my class in school. And I also got in trouble a lot because I got bored. And they really didn't have anything to help me overcome my boredom. So I got in trouble a little bit, a little bit of a lot. And now I see how much of that was my ADHD-ness that went undiagnosed until after I was hit by the car in 2018. Yeah. I did not get diagnosed until I was in my 30s. And I just thought, I knew that I was a little different, right? But I just thought that everybody has the same thing. Like, everybody, it was my normal, right? So when something is your normal, you don't know anything different. So it's your normal. But everybody's range of normal is different. And now that I see that, I'm like, okay, so most of the world probably has ADHD, because the way that we doom scroll and the way that we get these hits of dopamine from social media, yeah, no wonder we have ADHD. Like, and depression and anxiety. I'm just saying, it's a petri dish. So yeah, look at what it's done. In good ways and in bad ways. Everything has a good and a bad. This is taking me full circle. Everything has a good and a bad. And whether or not you are ready for it when it comes, you're just gonna have to figure it out, babe. You're just gonna have to figure it out, because I made so many plans. I made so many plans for my life, and it did not go that way. I made so many plans for my life, and none of them happened the way that I thought that they would. Hell, I didn't choose to be a single parent. I ain't got time to be playing games, and I'm not about to raise nobody else's child. I got children of my own. So yeah, I walked. You damn right. I walked, because being a single parent is better than sleeping next to somebody that You don't even know if you like. You gotta sleep with one eye open. I'm good. I'm good. I'll be by myself because I love me some me, and me and my ADHD, they keep me busy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time for nobody's games. And I'm just not doing that. I've done it before and I'm not doing it again. And so I choose to remain single for that and that alone, right? When I find the right person, when that person finds me, if it happens, when it happens, all right, cool. But for now, for the foreseeable future, I'm still a single parent. And I got to do what I got to do to take care of my kids. And I cannot let the world and its bullshit overwhelm me so much that I give up on my own life. I just can't. So for anybody that is going through the ringer, you going through something. It may not be my version of something, but it's something. Something that is uprooting your life, something that is turning things upside down, something that is coming in and disrupting your everyday normal. You gotta, it's life, and you have to accept the challenge. But until you accept the challenge, because sometimes we fight against the tide, as soon as you accept the challenge and you just let go and you just let it, you just flow with what's going on, you realize how much it's working out for you. I ain't say you ain't gonna be stressed. I ain't say you're not gonna worry. I didn't say you're not gonna be filled to the brim with just thoughts that you don't even wanna. We just gonna put them back there because I have things to do and I can't worry about you. I gotta worry about this in front of me. You're gonna have all of those, and you're gonna have moments where you probably want to slap the out of somebody. I do not condone violence. I be wanting to do it too, but I do not condone violence, and so we're gonna keep our hands to ourselves. But I might tell you off to the point where you might rethink your life choices. You know what I'm saying? I need people to be prepared because, being an American comes with its own set of issues. And I know that Americans have a certain privilege, right? Certain Americans have a certain type of privilege. I know that things are different in other countries, but baby, the way that my life is lifing, mess around, I'm gonna be in another country somewhere. Like that's gonna be my big dream, is to be up out of here, right? Because I cannot condone what's being done. And also because I think my mentor said it, she was like, the US is like a failed startup. The US is like a failed startup. Like, let that sit. When she first said it, I was like, wait a minute, you might be onto something there. And then I heard her say it again, and I really sat down and thought about it. How everything is going, how the people are being forced to work more and more and more, but the company is in more and more and more debt. And they are selling off stock. They're selling off their investments in other companies, and they're making enemies. And it just sounds like a really bad movie. It just sounds like a really bad movie. So I am one of those people who's like, yep, and once I get on my shit, I'm out of here. Yes, I'm gonna come back and visit. Of course, I got family here and whatnot, but stay in for a long period of time. It's just not gonna work, right? So if you are somebody who is going through it, I would love to hear back from you, hear what you're going through. I might do like an impromptu live again at some point. And yeah, like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the things that are happening in our lives. Like, I'm not talking about what's going on in the world, because unfortunately, all I can do is worry about me, right? And I know that the goodness that I put back into the world is going to multiply. And so it's like throwing that first pebble into a still river. You see the pebble and you see the ripples that it makes. We are just pebbles, and we have to accept that we can only do what we can do. And maybe, there are going to be efforts to help those people. And if I can ever participate, I would. But as of right now, my boat is sinking. I have holes in my boat, and I have to worry about my boat. So right now, you have to worry about your boat. You have to worry about getting the water that has filled into your boat out so that your boat doesn't sink. Let me know if you guys resonated with this message, this little impromptu live. And I will be doing my 30-day challenge starting on my birthday. My birthday is August 1st. It's Leo season. And I will be showing up for 30 days. I will try to do 30 days in a row, just because I don't know what's going to happen. So I may or may not be able to film or record or whatever, but I'm gonna go for as long as I can. I'm gonna show up for as long as I can. And if I need a break, a couple days, you know what I'm saying, don't come for me. I love y'all, but don't come for me, but I am going to do my best to do that from 30 days to 100 days. We'll just see where life takes me. I'm also going to record the process of me cleaning out my house. I have a 3-bedroom home and my apartment. I have a 3-bedroom apartment, and the amount of things that we have, even though I spring clean and I fall clean and I get rid of stuff and I donate stuff all the time, for some reason we just have so much. And so this is going to be a process, guys. Hang in there with me, and like this video, share, subscribe. I love you. Bye.